Hello, I'm Rinalini and welcome to Never Before lecture series. These lecture series are powered by neverbefore.legal. These lecture series will be delivered by Senior Advocate S.M. Chandrasekhar. Senior Advocate S.M. Chandrasekhar has practiced over a period of 38 years, and during this time he has represented clients both before the Honorable Supreme Court of India and various other high courts. His major interests lie in the subject of constitutional law, company law, criminal law, service law and various other subject matters. In these lecture series, he will be addressing some of the most unique topics which the law fraternity has never heard before. To name a few: decriminalizing of section 138 of the Negotiable Instruments Act, constitutional torts, republic versus democracy, India is a republic, amendment, its process and evolution, two nations theory, reservation in elections is ultra vires of the constitution and the basic structure. Without any further ado, let us hear from the man himself.
India is world's largest democracy. This expression we hear quite often in any civil discourse, whose meaning nevertheless remains somewhat fuzzy. Whereas our nation is referred as Republic of India, our passport also depicts the name of the state as a Republic of India. All international foreign affairs correspondence in the name of Republic of India. When we participate in a Olympics, we are called as Republic of India. Therefore, the moot question is whether we are democratic or republic nation. What is the meaning of democracy and republic? Where we are governed by both democratic or republic, whether there is any distinction between democracy or republic. These questions have far reaching effect on the working of our written constitution. Therefore, this aspect requires a deliberation. Even after 7 decades of judicial discourse, constitutional evolution, innumerable landmark decisions, some questions which are generic to our basic understanding of our constitution and polity remains unanswered. Hello friends of a legal fraternity, I thought of sharing my views on these questions and their importance in upholding the pride, dignity, rule of law. People of our nation adopted the constitution and defined the nature of governance. The governance of nation has been entrusted to the people represented, elected by us. Our constitution has not defined the term republic or democracy, though they appear in our preamble. In the absence of the definition, it will be necessary to trace the evolution definition elsewhere to understand what is the nature of these doctrines, which doctrine is adopted in the governance of our nation, and identify the characteristics that define the true nature of governance. We will have to see the evolution of republic and democracy to understand the nature of our constitution. This concept of republic sometimes overlaps with our understanding democracy, which is perhaps evident from unsettled confusion in understanding of these terms of centuries, even amongst the greatest constitutional jurists. So, is there truly a difference? I think there is a difference between democracy and republic, although it is easily overlooked. The concept of republic and democracy are two separate and distinct doctrines. These doctrines are invoked by the nation states to govern themselves. It is impossible by nature of amalgamation these two separate doctrines for governance of any nation. Any attempt made to amalgamate would be an anomalous in nature. These state would eventually slip into anarchy. Therefore, under such circumstances, it has been onerous duty of a judiciary to resolve the complex issue emerging from the said hybrid concept of mixed governance of a state. So, let us understand their evolution. The word republic is derived from a Latin phrase as res publica or the people's concern, public affair. The term suggests a greater involvement of people in the government. A republic is a kingless form of government that has no monarch and no hereditary aristocracy. It origins from Rome in 5009 BC. After successfully revolt against the king, the Romans overthrew the Roman kingdom. Once free, the Romans established a government in which citizens elected representatives to rule on their behalf. Two councillors were elected to govern the nation. Brutus was one among them. Senators were already there, consisting of learned and noble persons. They were nominated for life. Elections were held in a periodical manner to elect its councils. Magistrates and other officers were elected by the central assembly consisting of army officials. Thus, there was an evolution of a government without a king. Over a period of time, the hierarchy of elected councils were made. This process of evolution is in the formation of a government represented by duly elected and was continued till the time of Julius Caesar. The philosophy of republic can be seen in American Revolution, the Declaration of Independence 1776, the Constitution 1787 and the Bill of Rights, as well as Gettysburg Address 1863, which is nothing but an individual or a respect of individual rights. The goal of American Revolution was to remove the Great Britain rule and establish an independent and self-governing nation. It had no intention to form a single nation. All 13 colonies were under the British rule, became union of states, and the sovereignty of each of the colonies remained with the states. Union of states have become United States of America. Second American Revolution brought about a drastic change, wherein the Constitution of United States of America, it will begin with the word "we the people of United States," and it guarantee every state in its union a republican form of government. Nevertheless, they call themselves democratic. Rousseau was one of the great writer and a philosopher. In his book The Social Contract was published in 1762. He says man is born free and everywhere he is in chain. This concept is similar to the corporate association. Every associate member is entitled to the same benefit and right. That rule of equality is the basic principle of republic. Direct democracy or pure democracy is form of governance in which people decide on policy. In the pure or direct democracy, citizens as a whole have the power to make all laws directly at the ballot box. In democracy, the majority truly does rule, the minority has a little or no power. The evolution of democracy can be traced back to around 500 BC in Athens. The Athenian democracy was a true direct democracy or mobocracy, under which a public voted on every law, with the majority having almost total control over the rights and the freedom. In democratic nation, wish of the monarch and the majority is justice. In such a nation, minorities have no say or have right. As mentioned earlier, in the concept of democracy, all citizens who are eligible to vote and equal part in the process of making laws that govern them. I have extracted the definition of republic and democracy in my script. Members can view those definition in the script. So, what is the difference between a republic and a democracy? A republic is guided by overarching set of laws, a charter or a constitution which explicitly guarantee the individual's right against the desire of majority. Each of us has disputable right to think, worship, vote any way he want. A true democracy, on the other hand, allow the majority rule and to a total disregard to the desire of individual who does not agree with them. For example, think of a democracy like this. If a majority of our neighbors vote to paint all houses bright yellow in your town, you would be forced to follow the suit. While today we are being made to understand the majority rule is the fairest form of government, I think it is quite opposite. It destroys the individualism and can foster a pack of thoughts mentally. It seems that today many citizens operate under a mistaken idea that if they are a majority like minded citizen want something, it should be done automatically and be accepted by all. If we are enumerate the list of difference between a republic and a democracy, they would be as follows. The republican form of government of a nation, the rules are drawn by the people. People elect representatives to govern the nation on the basis of the rule drawn by them, whereas in a democracy form of government, the people elect the representatives and the governance of nation is on the basis of majority rule. In a republic, a power vests with the people, and in democracy the power vests with the group of majority of people. The republic emphasizes on liberty and unalienable individual rights as core value, making people sovereign as a whole. Republic rejects monarch, aristocracy, inherited political power. Republicanism includes the guarantee of right that cannot be repealed by the majority vote. In modern usage, republic system of government is loosely applied to any state which claims their designation. In spite of distinctiveness, some of the advanced countries all themselves democratic republic or democratic people's republic, people's democratic republic, constitutional parliamentary democracy, crown republic. But in reality, on such scrutiny of the constitution of each of such nation, there is no clear distinction of either pure republic in a particular aspect or a pure democracy. In my view, there is no rational or logic to govern the nation on both these doctrines. A mixture of these doctrines would lead to anomalous position, and the judiciary will have an appeal task to follow the rule of law, whether to uphold the individual rights or follow the majority rule, which does not recognize the individual right, freedom and liberty. It seems today a nation which is calling themselves as a democratic republic or a parliamentary democracy or other form of government, even though it has the flavor of republican form, many citizens operate under the mistaken idea that if they and majority like minded citizen want something, it should be automatically accepted by others, and the said perversion has gone unnoticed. This has led to a dangerous trend wherein the right of a individualism no voice if the minorities do not think as majorities. Minorities are termed as a threat or even worse. Today people are made to believe that they are living in a democratic nation. They somehow embraced the idea that they are living in a democracy. Several centuries ago, great philosophers have criticized the concept of democratic rule or a majoritarian form of government, says that it would lead to unhealthy atmosphere in the nation to govern the people and the good work. In the 4th century BC, Aristotle said that in a nation governed by doctrine of republicanism, it is governed by rule of law without a king or a monarch. It is a public affair. Sovereign power vests with the people. Representatives are elected to govern the nation on the basis of the rules framed by the people, whereas in case of a nation governed by democracy, every rule is drawn by people directly and all decisions are taken by people themselves by a majority. The individual rights, their freedom and liberty of every citizen, he is not the matter of concern. Justice is by way of majority. The idea of formation of a state as an association of people or a group of persons follow from the concept of social contract. If the formation of an association of any form which is traceable to a social contract for good governance of the people of a particular nation, each individual is entitled to his share of right, privileges as that of other citizens. The question of compelling the minorities to follow the wish of the majority is in violation of a fundamental principles of social contract, which has persuaded every citizen of a nation to come together to have a representative form of government to govern themselves. A great philosopher, jurist, leader has discouraged, rather criticized the majoritarian form of government. Nevertheless, some of the nations advocate the doctrine of democracy and majoritarian rule. In my view, republican nation is placed at a higher pedestal as it is governed by rule of law, recognizing the human rights, dignity and equal right of a man. Whereas in democracy, equality is not the principle, It is a majority rule. It can be unequal, arbitrary, etc. Republican form of governance has emerged on the principles of social contract. Every party to a contract that has a citizen is entitled to equality in law in all respect. Discrimination is prohibited. In a nation governed by democracy, the citizens' rights in those countries are in peril. Onslaught, discrimination at the hands of majority is inevitable. The majority may be either rich or aristocrat or any association of poor. There is no protection of minority in those nations. Those minorities may be rich or any nature or vice versa. The Aristotle used the word democracy as a label for perverted form of government. A democratic government are too unsustainable that people good is disregarded in the conflict of rival parties, and the measures are too often decided not according to the rules of justice and the rights of a minor party, but by the superior force of an interested and overbearing majority. In the modern days, it is the rule of law which governs. The right of every citizen or every human being is protected by giving equal opportunities, and there is no element of discrimination between a man and a woman, between the rich and the poor. There is a total abolition of slavery. The United Nations in its charter has recognized the fundamental human right, dignity worth of human person, equal right of a man. Therefore, in my opinion, one of the best form of governance of any civilized nation. If a nation is headed by a ruler or a leader representing the democratic government, there is no guarantee of complying the human rights, dignity and freedom which are desired object of United Nations organization. If a ruler is bad, its subject would follow the decree and the direction under the threat of prejudice to their interest. On the other hand, a leader has demonstrated himself to be not good for the welfare of the society, he would be removed in the process of election in a democratic form. Whereas it is not so in the case of republican nation, as there is a check and balance in the constitution which is based on rule of law, and the judiciary is entrusted with an obligation to have constant vigil on other organs of the government, strike down arbitrary act, and there is no element of fear of supremacy. Therefore, the republican form of government is always the best form of government. If the nation has robust judiciary which is empowered to exercise the power of judicial review in respect of any legislation made by the legislature, either by way of doctrine of majority rule or a parliamentary democracy or any other form of government, it is to be recognized as a nation governed by a doctrine of republicanism. A majority rule is not recognized by the judicial institution, will uphold the rule of law, fundamental right, human right of a citizen and equality before the law. If a judicial power and the functions are protected by rule of law, the state system is recognized in the constitution, even though the constitution makers call themselves a democratic republic or a parliamentary democracy. The judiciary conferred with the highest power to check and balance the right of a citizen and his life, the liberty. Such a nation is real sense would be a republican nation. Even today, we are being made to understand that the majority rule is the fairest form of government and made us to be proud of being a democratic. I think it is quite opposite. It destroys the individualism, can foster a pack of thoughts mentally. Therefore, it would be a dangerous proposition if a nation is governed by a doctrine of democracy, in which a nation would be in the hands of a group of persons headed by a leader. Under unfortunate circumstance, the leader may turn out to be an anarchist and the rule of law would take a back seat. This anomaly in understanding the distinction needs to be taken note of by the world community at large, the United Nations in particular. The United Nations can persuade its member nation to promote more republican form of government which guarantee the principles of guaranteed under the UN Charter of human dignity and individualism. There would be no awareness for the world communities to take pride in identifying themselves as a republic, not as democracy, which is in fact perverse of true republic and failed form of government. People living in a democratic nation, in fact the flavor of republic is found in their constitution. They demean themselves calling as a democrat instead of calling themselves as a republican, because republican form of government and republican philosophy is placed on a higher pedestal, and they should feel proud to call themselves as a Republican instead of calling themselves as democratic.
Thanks for watching today's lecture. You will find the text script of the video lecture in the description box below. If you like the content, press a thumbs up, comment and subscribe to our channel, or log on to our official website www.neverbefore.legal and share your thoughts. We would love to hear from you. Please press the bell icon and watch out for our next lecture.